Okay, good morning. This is the October 8th, 2024 meeting of the Recycling Committee. Members present are
David O'Connell.
Jean Landis-Nallman, and online we have,
Dean Wyatt.
in addition, we have in attendance Todd Kep, our Mass DEP MAC, and our Superintendent of Streets, Trees and Park.
Paul Vasler,
There we go.
the future former guy, yes.
So Sean couldn't come today?
Sean's got something going on right
Okay,
now.
all right. As we know, this is Paul's last meeting with us. We will miss you very much.
And unfortunately, on my last meeting, I just got a call from Al, the food.
I know.
guys.
I've been in touch with Justin twice,
Have you?
and I just called him again.
Yeah.
So anyway, just getting this started here. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene, formerly PAC TV. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Not seeing anyone, we will move on. First item of business is approve the minutes of September 10th. I trust everyone's had a chance to take a look at them. Any motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of September 10th.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, take a vote. Jean,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
Jean, I, 3-0.
Question, if I were to take a barrel up there just because it's such a mess.
It is a mess, and it was a mess
I
Saturday
mean,
morning.
and people are still trying to use it.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
so if I were to put just a regular, 30-gallon bucket barrel there with a lid,
Yep,
will that suffice just to?
Till they get
just
there.
Till they get there?
it's gonna have to.
Yeah, because it's just,
it
You
is
know,
a
when
mess.
I
It
was
a
going
mess
back with
inside.
emails and they sent an email on Friday that they had no access.
Oh, they had no access.
That's what he sent a picture of the gate closed. Now, for the last year and whatever we're doing,
Right,
every Friday, I get a call, every Friday. Hi, this is so-and-so from Black Earth, we'll be there in 20 minutes. And I tell them every Friday, okay, we added another lock to that gate, which is a combination. I gave them the combination. Gentlemen, please pass this on through yourselves.
yes.
Okay, it's the first time since we've had this disruption. We'll take care, we'll get through it, it's not the end of the world.
Right. Well, I just emailed, it's coming up on our
Okay.
agenda. Let's
No,
not
no,
worry too much. Okay, so Paul, what do you have for us today?
I got a whole lot, well, as I explained last week, the last meeting, at tonight's selectmen's meeting, their proposal is to promote Al Rash, our transfer station foreman. He's gonna become our new maintenance mechanic at the highway department, and that is effective, I want to say November 4th.
It is.
And then, in order to have a foreman up at the transfer station, Chris Zanuck
Mhm.
has applied for the foreman's position. I'm assuming that they're gonna have that on their agenda for the next meeting.
Yeah, it wasn't on for tonight.
We'll have an issue with him trying to get signed off, so that'll be on that issue. So when Chris gets promoted to the foreman position, one of my employees at the highway department, Dave Thompson, wants to be transferred from the highway department to the vacant transfer station operation position once Chris gets promoted.
Okay.
So if Chris gets on the 22nd agenda, I'm assuming that Dave will be on the 22nd agenda. Whatever date that meeting is, it is the 22nd.
Okay.
So I don't think you'll see a lot of issues with the
With the transition.
transitions up there. Mr. Rash has informed me that he is helping Mr. Zanuck with all the computer parts of that project, or that job, so.
Mhm.
I mean, Chris can run the day-to-day operations, that's no problem, he's well versed of scheduling everything to be moved. And with Dave transferring up, Dave used to drive tractor trailers for a while. Back in his previous life before the highway department, so I'm very fortunate to have that. So there'll be no major transition issues with the transfer station.
Mhm.
Once all this stuff gets hashed out, then we'll be looking for a labor position at the highway department sometime in early.
Mhm.
Chris will be taking the reins over on November 2nd at the transfer station. That'll be Saturday.
Okay. Mhm.
So I don't think the recycling committee should see anything drastically
No,
changed.
we all know Chris. He knows us.
Yep, which is good.
Okay,
I'm working with Sean about the signs.
okay.
I'm gonna get them brought, I'm trying to get them ordered before I walk out the door. There's a strong possibility that's gonna happen. In the next 3 weeks, I got a lot of stuff to get transferred from me to Sean. There was talk about having some other transitions at the highway department, but I think that's not gonna happen, which is a plus. I would like to have the members of the recycling committee do their anti-snow dance this year, like they did the last couple of years, to help us, because with the transition going on there, a mild winter would be welcome this year.
Right, right.
And not knowing what we're gonna have for plowing contractors.
Okay,
It's a tough one.
all right.
It is, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Do you think it'd be helpful for me to meet with Sean after he transitions into the acting?
Yeah, I mean, we can line that up, like I said. I need him to focus on winter operations first, priority number one.
I wouldn't be there the first day,
You sure?
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's not a problem, and I can give you his contact phone number.
Okay.
We should have that
Could you
anyways.
make me part of that meeting?
Sure.
Mhm. He never wanted to be a part of the meeting with you and me, Gene. Well, I'm getting kind of,
Well, that's because
Feeling slighted
we're gonna miss you.
terribly.
no, you won't. Come on.
Oh, no. We
I-
will.
Yeah.
I think Sean being a Kingston kid, like I was,
Mhm.
will help us through this transition,
good.
keep you guys going.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll be a big cheerleader for the next person sitting in our chair
Mhm.
going down the road. I would like to get him a little more involved in solid waste stuff, and as this winter goes on, I'm sure he will.
Okay.
And like I told him, I'm only a phone call away after the first 2 weeks and I'm gone. And like I said, I'll always take his call, always take Lynn's call. And if Chris, what I can do is help the transfer station. Although I'm retiring, I'm still gonna be around. Maybe next July, I might, put my name in a couple committees or something.
That would be nice.
Well, you getting tired of doing everything yourself? Come on now.
I do not do everything myself. We are a committee. We get things done.
But I would like to thank this committee on my way out the door for all their support for me over the years. Because it was one for you guys, and there was a lot of years I didn't have a recycling committee that was active. And Mr. Wyatt, is he still on there? He check out.
We lost
Is it
Gene.
going? Huh? Did we
Gene
lose it?
disappeared. He was just here and then he just disappeared.
Gene has been a hell of a cheerleader over the last 20 years with recycling and green energy. And I love his passion for what his causes.
Absolutely.
It's interesting talking with him.
Hey, Jean, do you want to just connect via phone? Because we. You are, okay. All right, you want to hang on the phone while you're driving? Okay, we'll keep you on the phone here, and when you get here, we'll take you off. Paul was just complimenting you. I wanted you to hear that.
Gene, you know what? You've been involved with the green team and the recycling for a lot of years. It wasn't for your efforts with the green team or the recycling committee would not be what it is today.
Exactly.
So I'd like to thank you for your years of dedication to the recycling committee. And that, you helped me along the way, trying to get that transfer station operations better and where it is today. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am. So I'd like to thank you for that.
You're welcome. Actually, how I got involved in cycling was I would talk with you after town meeting. And because I worked, I had a class 1 license, whatever, I sympathized with challenges that you faced, and that in conjunction with going to the transfer station after holding a ton of boxes and the open top roll up
Yep.
full, and he told me to throw it in the trash because they had no place to put it. So that was my impetus. That I wanted to help you out.
Well, you did a great job.
Thank
And then last but not least is the guy on the TV. You know, our counterpart down there at DP. Don't look over your shoulder. You know what I'm talking about.
You said TV. I thought there was a TV over behind.
You know, I've been involved with DEP a lot of years. And I gotta say, Todd, you are the person who I relied on the most out of DEP. You know, I knew Janine a lot of years and some of her predecessors, but when it comes to, you know, responding to the town's concerns and assisting the town, I gotta say, Todd's been probably way up there on the list of getting us to where we are. And Todd, I'd like to thank you because before you, I really didn't have a great relationship with DEP, and not that it's gold standard right now, but we're on good terms. So that's all because of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I would like to hope that after my retirement, that you can spend the same amount of time with my temporary replacement, Sean, and eventually the permanent replacement whenever they choose that person. Because you are a valuable asset to the town of Kingston, the recycling areas of our community.
Thank you.
So I'd like to thank you and Dave. Dave, it's been fun. You've done a lot of stuff for the town. I'm a better person with your friendship. I know that, and your knowledge. And I even like your ribbon once in a while, so that's okay.
Me, really? Yeah, but I'm absolutely serious. I don't joke about things at all.
I think the town is better fit with you guys sitting at this table.
I agree.
Okay, that's my speech for the day, folks.
All right, moving on, outreach assistance. As you know, we are ongoing with our Facebook page. I hope you've all had a chance to look at it. You're all on there as friends, looking at the messages that she has been posting up there. We're constantly getting new friends on there. And I just got her first bill and paid it. And it was $118.75. And that included about 5 hours of work, which at $25 an hour, that's how it came up to $118.75. So, obviously she billed us for the time she and I discussed what needed to be up there, creating the banner, starting collecting information, then setting up the Facebook page, and starting to develop some posts and then posting things. So if you have anything particular that you want her to emphasize, let me know. I will pass it along to her. I hope what she's putting up there you find is helpful. I've given her a general outline of what it is we want to accomplish by having her promote recycling issues. Any questions?
Have you talked to the town administrator? I noticed that at tonight's selectmen's meeting, they're going to be discussing a
Yes.
PR firm,
Yes.
which is a little more expensive than the one we're using.
Yeah, I have sent emails to individual selectmen. I don't want to get too much into it, but they're looking at hiring a firm at $1,500 a month at a time when we're probably going to be facing an override at the next annual town meeting. And I just think, $18,000 is a pretty big chunk. And when I looked at their proposed contract, I didn't see a significant change from what's already happening in the town. It would be nice to have someone in the town who would be in charge of that sort of thing, but I think for what they're saying, 16 hours a month to charge $1,500 seems pretty pricey. So anyway,
Yeah, I just
I
didn't know if
did,
there's any duplication of
of what she's doing,
what
no,
she's doing.
she's doing specifically on recycling issues. I think the discussion item is overall promotion of things that are happening in town and updates on street closures, that sort of thing. I mean, you can look at the contract, it's right on their agenda for tonight. So, yeah, I did take note of that and feel it was a bit excessive for what it looked like we were getting, so. But you know me, I'm an old FinCom member and I try and scrutinize everything.
Well, especially this year, like you said, it's going to be a tough year.
I think it is financially going to be challenging, and I'm not sure that that's a burden we want to take on right now. Perhaps, in better times, with some tweaking to the contract, it might make sense, but contract I looked at really didn't seem to provide much at all. Hi, Gene.
Well, there he is.
Gonna shake
Morning,
you off.
Gene.
Okay.
Goodbye.
All right, okay. Next item
Can I ask what the subject of that was?
that we were just talking about, if you look on the selectmen's. Hang on. Hi, Justin.
Hi, sorry to delay response here. Just got your message about getting possibly another bid as well.
Well, we've got a mess. I left you a voicemail message on Saturday morning that the bins were overflowing.
Yep.
And I have the superintendent of streets and parks sitting here next to me saying you need to get this taken care of. So
Yep.
what can be done today?
The fastest thing we can do is at least get you a bid to take care of more incoming material.
Okay,
So I can call people and likely get you that today. I would just have to confirm with them, see if we have people in a truck. So,
okay. Will they be emptying the bins that are there?
Well, that wouldn't be the hauling truck. The hauling truck
Okay.
is about 2.5 hours away from
Okay,
you guys.
all right. How soon do you think you can get someone there?
Well, I'm gonna. That's not my call. I'm
Okay.
gonna call them and
Okay.
see what they can do. But
Okay,
I also thought that you're not getting the notification emails. Do you want to be added to that, or
what are the notification emails?
so they say at time of pickup?
Mhm.
You know, they get a notice, an automated notice that the bins have been picked up.
Yes, I'd appreciate that.
Okay, so I'll add it. It's like it's the Comcast, you know.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll add that. I'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Hi, and Justin, this is Mr. Bowser, the highway superintendent.
Hello.
All your drivers are aware that there's a combination lock on that gate.
Yep,
Well,
that's a note that's I think it's like 2024 is the combo. It's a note that's in our software. We had a new driver and he just didn't look at that note.
Okay,
So it hadn't been an issue before
Nope.
with the combo, but unfortunately that driver did not investigate it enough.
yeah, like I said, just before you called, is this the first time we've had a disruption in the service? And,
Yeah.
we work with you.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, Justin, thank you for getting right back to me.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Okay. But that's what we were going, black plastic. There was an interesting article that came through listserv on black plastic, and I sent that out to you. I thought it was, there's a lot of good information in there, and I'm wondering if we need to perhaps start a campaign with the health agent regarding the type of takeout items that restaurants are using in Kingston in light of the the dangers of using black plastic. I know they're using it probably because it's the least expensive item, it's kind of the end of the line for plastic. But I, I want you all to take a close look at that article, see what it says, and see if this is a new initiative.
I think it should be, because it's, I mean, if you read the article, I don't know if you've looked at it, but it's actually a little scary. And the fact is that we're getting stuff in black plastic, and we shouldn't be heating things in a microwave in plastic to begin with. Black plastic. And then you look at that with young children. And it's even more dangerous because of age.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the article and I'm like, whoa. And so, I said, we had something in. I said, well, do we have anything sweet? Patricia took something out of the freezer from Trader Joe's. And she put it in the microwave, and guess what it was in?
Black
Black
plastic.
plastic.
Yeah. Most of the roaster chickens come in black plastic pan. Takeout, often it's a black plastic
Mhm.
container. Excuse me, and people are going to take it home and stick it in the microwave, right in the black plastic. So,
I'm trying to think takeouts, and I, sell them come to Kingston restaurants, but I know the Charlie Horse uses a heavy paper.
is it heavy like
container.
cardboard?
It's like a cardboard.
Yeah.
Same with the garden. Those are the two restaurants I kind of use in Kingston. That was two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
I
do
think
too.
that's what we'd like to promote if we could, rather than the.
I know
black
Stop and
plastic.
Shop, like you said, they're roasters, or they have that wing bar,
Yeah.
right? That's a black
Everything's
plastic.
Black plastic. Yeah, Todd, are you hearing anything on this?
I saw the same article. I think it was like a week and a half ago. It was on like CNN.com or something. And I remember reading it and was the guy like, well, all these years, polypropylene #5 is supposed to be safe to heat up in the microwave. Sorry, there's a bug in here. The reason I'm not there, Paul, is yesterday I was pretty sick, so I didn't want to bring anything in there today. So otherwise I would have been there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and for I don't know, 20 years now, I've been reheating stuff in the polypropylene, and I read that article and I was like, oh crap. Uh-oh. That's not good. So I haven't heard any chatter at DEP yet. I think if you guys are going to take a stance on it, I'll bring it up the ladder. I'll make Boston aware of it and what your plan is. And see what they want to do too, because I think it's going to be a much bigger issue, especially reading the article about, they're recycling the other plastic into that, and it's the toxics from the other plastics getting into the pure polypropylene, which is, it's not necessarily the polypropylene, it's the other stuff. So that's what I gathered. And then the process that they do to recycle it. But yeah, I basically throw all mine out. I had a bunch of extra black plastic stuff from Chinese takeout. They love that stuff, and
Yeah.
we use it to hold stuff. I don't know. I won't reheat stuff in there, and I haven't in a long time. But
Right.
I've never been a fan of reheating plastic in a microwave anyway. That's just
No.
safe. It never did. So
And maybe this is something that we have our PR lady do, some information.
Public service announcement.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think
Not
some
only
further.
not buying something or, having something in black plastic, but not reheating in plastic, no matter what kind.
Yeah, the reheating one, I mean, a lot of people probably don't know about that.
Right.
I do think some further research is probably needed before you raise the alarm.
Uh-huh.
The article seemed like it was written pretty well, but we all know there's always two sides to every story. So I would
Yep.
double check the sources and just make sure that's correct before you make an initiative. Because the problem is if you do and it's not completely correct or accurate, now the town is going to look pretty bad. So
Right. Well, no, we don't want to spend our time on
yeah,
something not correct. And I
it's
applaud
definitely
you
alarming, but we just need to make sure it's correct first.
urging us to do our research. So I would suggest that that's what we do for the next meeting, is we do some research on black plastic, particularly where it's involved with food containers, and see if this is something we want to pursue. It would probably best be pursued through the health agent. She's the one that has the greatest impact on all the restaurants. Obviously, she can have an impact on stores that sell things in black plastic, but
Mhm.
if we could
I'll
get. the-
talk to DEP about it too, see what they say.
All right, I appreciate that.
Any plastic, even if it says
Right.
BPA free, they just use a derivative of that.
Right,
And you shouldn't even eat anything out of plastic at all.
I agree, I agree. But that's the go-to product. It's cheap.
Well, that's, even plastic bottles. I mean, you shouldn't
Yeah,
be drinking water.
they're terrible. You know?
Well, the microplastics are seeing on people's bodies now because they're drinking all the water out of the plastic bottles.
Right. Well, and then anytime you eat seafood, you're
Yeah.
ingesting plastic because they're ingesting it in the oceans. It's there. Okay, let me just get some feedback here on the ag fair. I know it's not on here, but obviously I didn't have any time to spend over at our table.
There
What kind
wasn't
of response did you get?
Those few
Few.
people who stopped by were, they're interested in what was going on.
Mhm.
And very sympathetic to what was being
Mhm.
displayed, and we're encouraged by virtue of different information that was there.
Mhm.
But
Did
there-
people want to take any literature?
Some,
So,
but there were so few people. I mean, last year was busier. a lot
you
busier.
think so?
Yeah.
At your table?
Mhm.
Yep.
Do you think it's because there were fewer vendors?
I don't know.
Okay, so we had 35 this year.
Oh.
Mhm.
The honey guy was happy. He did well.
Did he?
Yeah.
And the flower lady?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She sold a ton of flowers.
yeah. Did you see she had a cut your own on Sunday?
No,
Yeah, I went over to,
did you?
she's got a field over the old Billingsgate farm on 106. Beautiful, beautiful. Acres and acres of flowers, just gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah.
The ones she had, they were really fresh and beautiful.
She's-
I saw some in the trash and I was gonna pick them up.
Recycle them, Gene, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Reuse.
I'm sure she composts them. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So what can we do to get more people to, I mean, you're probably gonna have to become almost like barkers to, hey, come over here, let me talk to you about recycling. Are you recycling in your household? What problems are you running into? I think we're gonna have to possibly reach out a little bit.
At State Street, when we had sustainability events,
Mhm.
we had a wheel and people would spin it. And you
Mhm.
could win it like one of those big cookies. So donated like a ton of cookies.
Okay.
And when people saw the cookies, man, they came
We
right
came right
over.
over. Well, you know what? Garden Club told me they had a lot of visitors because they had a bowl of candy on their
That's a
table.
big thing too, is at a lot of these shows that I go to,
They have
vendors will have a
candy.
bowl of candy on the,
Yeah,
or some kind of tchotchke thing, which we could always buy some of those for the mayor. And
Yeah.
if you give people something, they usually
Yeah.
are more likely to come in, so.
well, yeah. We thought we were gonna have some of those ball openers and Vanessa went over to
next-
talk to Lynn and Lynn said they're all
They're
gone.
gone. So next year, maybe
Mhm.
take 500 of them or something and
Well, I think maybe we think about something that would be appropriate to hit
The ag
out
fair,
at the
yeah.
ag fair and put that in our budget. Including possibly a bowl of candy or,
well, especially this
Good
time of
idea.
year when, Halloween candy's out and, you get Christmas candy too, but that's a little early right now.
Vanessa's candy machine brought some kids over,
Yeah,
which
that
brought their
was-
parents
that-
over.
Actually, that was pretty cute. She had a little thing of pennies.
Oh, yeah?
This was a machine, she thought about, and she had the thing.
There's a
Rather than having
gumball
kids
machine.
pick it up,
Give them something.
so they, pennies. And some kids were looking. It's cost a penny, here's the penny. So into it and the penny back out.
but she had a nice variety of items there. And it was to help educate people as to what you do with this item, what you do with that item. But again, you gotta draw them in.
Yeah.
'Cause,
But she did a nice job.
she
really
did. She did a very nice job. She put a lot of time and prep into it.
And where was your table? I didn't have.
Right next to the flower lady.
Well, you would have thought that
Front
would
of the
have
door.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
there was a fair amount of traffic, but people just weren't, they weren't.
Well, that's it. You gotta draw them in
Engaged.
somehow.
Right. Human nature is human nature. Give them something for free.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
The thing that I saw the most was that the yellow sheet with what can go,
In the organic collection. Okay, did
like
those
telling
go?
people about the, you can put meat and bones and stuff in there.
Mhm.
They were excited about that. A lot of
Okay.
people said, well, I have my own home contest.
Right,
But I'm like, well, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things you can. put
But yeah,
there.
once
You
once
don't
they
wanna
were
put it
aware,
yours.
Yeah.
people were, interested. in
yeah,
that.
that there's much more than what you would want to do at home. Yeah, plus over the winter, not everybody wants to go out and, turn it over. You might, you might prefer to bring in. Okay, well, I'm open to ideas, what we can do next year
We
to
could-
make
we
it
could-
more
yeah, we
attractive,
give that
get
some
people
thought,
over
but
there.
It needs, it needs something to pick it up. Because
Yeah. Yeah, because we have an important message, and I think we want to help people understand more about recycling and how important it is and what they can do. So, all right. By the way, do you know where my rocks are? The rocks I had holding down everything?
I put them on that concrete step. I just stuck them off to the side
Okay, I'll look for them.
because I didn't want to throw them on the lawn and somebody.
Oh,
hit it with
no.
a lawn.
Yeah.
If you
know.
need rocks, I have plenty of rocks.
Well, those were carefully selected and washed. They were ready.
Yeah.
I take them to with all the fairs and things, yeah. Because they're useful. Anyway. Okay, so the organic collection pilot, I think you guys all saw the emails back and forth. I told Justin we want to proceed with one more year with them. It's good this didn't all come up before I sent that.
Once again,
Yep,
it's 1 week out of how
I
long we've
know,
done working
I
it now.
know,
That's
I know,
true.
but it's 1 week for people to show up
Uh-oh.
and be upset.
It is. I mean, it's such a mess.
Yeah.
You
What was
know?
interesting, I was there Saturday morning, I think, and it was overflowing at that point. There was a lady ahead of me putting stuff in, and she commented to me. I tried to fit a little bit of stuff in where I could, and there was a car right behind me. So there were 3 of us in a row
Wow.
putting stuff in there. So I'm like, okay, and now it's overflowing, so maybe the message is getting out there, and we might need a third bin, because that was Saturday morning, which
Every
meant
time I
that,
go there, it's pretty full. It's
Yeah.
3/4 at least.
yeah,
It's-
so we
we're
may be
ready- we're
looking
ready-
at
We're
it.
ready for a third.
Like I said,
Well, while we're talking about that, Michael and I are gonna meet this afternoon up there.
Okay,
And I just, I said, it has to happen this week.
okay,
And so he's on,
okay.
he's on.
He's on
he's
deck
on
to
for
do
that,
it, huh? Okay,
And I'll give you a ring if maybe give us a hand if you need it.
okay.
But we'll, in the next couple of days, we'll get the stock and get it done.
Okay.
And it's, it's not gonna take us long to do it. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Right,
And I've got it measured for 4 bins.
okay. Yes,
right?
as we had talked about,
Right.
because we think that that's probably
And-
going to be the max. We don't want to have to rebuild
And
it.
as I may have mentioned on the face,
Mhm.
we're gonna have longer poles
Okay,
so that
we can
we can
put some
put,
signs.
we can put a sign all the way across the front of it,
if we want.
which you can see then from
Okay,
where all the containers are.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
okay,
Because right now, if you don't know it's there,
You don't use it.
okay.
And there'll be a space on the side as well for maybe just list of what you can and cannot do.
Okay,
And then, which reminds me to ask you about the sanitizer. Can we
It's in
just,
my office.
I know it's over there, so
Yeah.
we can get that anytime we want.
okay, okay.
And the other one, while we're on it, I don't know what to do about this yet, but we've got to find a way to contain the oil. In other words, it's people, little things and bigger things, and it's,
Mhm.
and I think that could become an issue. And it'd be a shame not to collect the oil.
Right, well, I think what's happening is that Black Earth is emptying the oil out, but they're leaving the containers, so not this week, but the week before, there were a bunch of empty containers, and I just took them
I
off
wasn't sure.
and
about
threw them
that.
out. So I think it's going to be incumbent on us to see if there's
Can't
empty
Put
containers.
something there like the used oil container, like
Well, this is
Yeah,
just the
It
containers.
can't be big because I
Yeah.
don't know how they're equipped to take it.
No,
But
no.
if you put a big container in there, they're not gonna.
Yeah, no, this, people are bringing, various size containers with oil and sitting there because that's what the instructions say. We just need to take note if there's empty vessels there, just pitch them. That's what I did. I loaded up my trunk and took what was theirs. We can
It
do
looked messy to me.
It
having
does.
All those bottles.
It
Right, so let's see if we
It
can
does.
figure out a way to,
Yeah, but we
Either
want
put
to
a
be
barrel-
self-sufficient. We don't want to have Paul's staff having to deal with this stuff. We promised him we would maintain it.
one barrel, I don't think it's gonna be the end. of
I know, but I think it's, we don't want to cause any problems, especially where we're getting a new supervisor here and all this.
Just one more thing. Would you let me know if in fact they're gonna get that container there today? Because if they don't, then when you hear from him, if you
Yeah.
don't, then I'll put a 30
Okay,
gallon
okay.
barrel there.
Okay. Why don't you just plan on doing that? And if you get there, there's one there, then you don't have to do anything. Thank you, David. Thank you very much. I think the word is getting out that, and more people are participating, and you said people were taking the yellow sheets, so.
And that's something that the next person that comes in, you're
Mhm,
gonna wanna talk to about. Finding a place, making a place
mhm.
that we can do away with black earth and do it in our homes. 'Cause as you know, the cost keeps going up.
Mhm.
If we had an area that was fenced off, it'd keep the critters out of it, and we could, just have one access area. We could probably start doing most of the stuff in house.
You think we
And
could?
composting
Composting?
on site.
Okay.
But like I said, as I said from day one with the compost, we need a fenced area to keep the.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. But I mean, like if we keep adding another 96 gallon tote, eventually the price of the food organics is gonna go through.
Well, it'd be another $23 a month or a week. I
But
mean,
we
it's
start,
$180 a month right now. The bills come in and I pay them within a day or two,
Right.
so.
and what is the weight on that $180 a month?
Well, glad that you asked, because that was one of my remarks to him in renewing our contract. I said, oh, and by the way, we're not getting the tonnage. Contract calls for a
Yeah.
monthly report on the tonnage. So I got the tonnage. Did I send this out to you guys? Okay, I need to send it out. So they started in May of 23. It was 0.63. June was 1.3. July 0.7777777. March was 9 tons. April was 7. May was 9. June, July 7. August 9. September 7. So we're somewhere we're wavering between a ton and a 3/4 of a ton.
Every week?
Month.
Every month.
These are by the month.
That's pretty impressive,
I
you know,
think so.
for just
I mean, we know there's
starting.
still a bunch going into the regular trash, but it's a start.
It's a start. and
It's a start.
It's more than we were collecting prior.
Yep. So,
Not that you guys would want to do it, but I just want to let you know what they exist. They have these tanks, you bury them in the ground, and they usually will have them at a dog park, and they take the poop waste and
Mhm.
put it in there, and it makes methane, and then they have like a little light. So, and then they also have like these bags. It's looks like a pool kind of, but it's
Mhm.
enclosed, and you put organics in there, and it makes enough methane to run a cook stove and,
Wow.
lights and stuff. So they have those things.
mhm,
So I just want to put that on.
okay.
When we get our new smoke shop.
There we go.
Mhm.
And Kingston.
Well, we're right next to the dog park. I mean, come on. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. So that is that. SSRC, the next meeting is. And Paul, you're coming to that one or you're not? It's the end of the month, right?
22nd, I think.
Yeah.
No, it can't be. That's Tuesday.
Yeah,
It happened the 23rd, maybe. Let me see. I got it right now. Wednesday, October 23rd at Abington.
Yeah,
I do believe that is my last,
that's your.
that'll be my
swan
last
song.
official SSR meeting.
Yeah,
I'll probably try to bring Sean to that meeting,
okay,
But-
yeah.
just to put a face to him.
Mhm.
I'd rather have you. You're at the SSRC,
Sure, sure.
since you're familiar with it.
Yeah, no problem.
Todd, I'm hoping that, Sean is probably gonna be in charge of his place probably until after July or August.
All right.
So that means next year with your IDP stuff and your. I mean, I could be, once I'm out, I could be, bribed back in by lunch if you know what I mean.
Lunch is always good.
To assist, but,
And obviously, if there's anything we can help him with too.
Yeah.
Because I usually try and pull a report together. for
yeah,
you,
there's
so-
stuff that you do,
that.
and stuff that Todd does, and even Claire, so it's a, village effort.
It is. So yeah, it's October 30th, Addington Town Hall. The speaker is Eco Plus Recycling. Are you familiar with them?
Plus is who's doing our stuff. You have it down the 30th, I have it down the 22nd, 23rd. 23rd, I have.
Let's see.
Todd's looking now. What do you got, Todd?
No, I was just looking at the calendar.
Yeah, I think it's October 30th.
I had October 30th on mine.
Okay, you guys could be right, I'm getting old and senile, so.
All right, well, as soon as I get the agenda and the link, I will send that out. Also, Claire had sent out the commodity pricing,
Mhm.
July through September, so you saw that.
Yep.
Okay.
Echo Plus, we started using them July 1st of last year. And,
And
So
what
far,
are you-
so good.
What are we using them for?
they do all our electronics they're taking the white goods, they're taking,
Fire extinguishers and propane tanks.
propane tanks going to Blue Rhino still, I do believe.
Okay.
But Echo Plus is taking, our mattresses is with them.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they're pretty big, and I'll tell you what, we've been very fortunate to have a good rapport with them. When my guys call up and tell them we need to pick up, they're right there. Where are they located? John? Broughton, right now, Gene, I don't know, but I'll get that answer for you. It's either Broughton or Taunton.
Mansfield, isn't it?
Mansfield, maybe?
The Mansfield?
They out that far?
Maybe.
The good thing about them is they come to pick up all the stuff, so my
Mhm.
guys don't have to haul it to them, which is a good service to have.
Right. It is.
But for mattresses, I don't know.
Foxborough.
Yeah, but they are.
Foxborough?
Yeah, they're out of Foxborough.
Okay. Mm.
And I mean, that was the main commodity I was looking for was mattress recycling. And they were, which is why we passed it on to the residents. They were a little less expensive than the other ones.
How about, how about the guy that spoke at the last meeting, the mattress guy? Are his rates any better?
No.
No, okay.
No, if you look at, I mean, there was a commercial the other day for, what is it, 1-800-GOT-JUNK or one of those,
Oh, yeah, how much did they? get?
$89 a piece.
Yeah, yeah. And so.
You're
ours
gonna
is a
start finding
bargain.
them more and more elsewhere where you don't want them. At that $89 to get, and what was it, 140 for the mattresses and the box springs, so yeah, that's a deal.
Yeah. I mean, what ever happened to companies, when you bought a mattress, they took your old one?
Right, I think Jordan's, when I bought our mattress 2 years ago,
Yeah.
they did that.
Are these people that are just going to a big box store and buying a mattress and
Probably.
bringing it home?
Jay's, Costco's, they all sell them now.
Okay. Okay, let me just go back a couple of steps. We had gotten what we thought was a very complimentary email about an environmental club for girls and how they liked our website and how they had links for us and could we put that on there? And I looked at the link and it seemed nice, and so I sent it on to Jana in the town clerk's office, and she came back and she said, we might want to take a look at this. She said, we don't normally, she said, does this link provide anything new or different? We don't usually promote private companies. And she said, you might just want to take another look at this. So I agreed with her. I said, is it a scam or is it just very slight marketing? And so we decided not to add their link to our webpage. Keep it strictly government websites. Okay.
I think that's best.
What was the name of it?
This came from a let me see. Just the link. The company is called Take Action. And welcome to the Friends of Atwater website. Friends of Atwater, ATWATER.
Take Action, Friends of
About,
Atwater.
yeah. And it was supposedly a short list of recycling information for young people. It's .oberk.com recycling for kids. So oberk.com. BERK.com/recycling for kids. So unless someone feels strongly, I think we'll just leave that one off.
Leaders in Packaging Solutions?
Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. Somebody else coming in here. You guys gotta help me keep an eye on this.
Weird.
Okay, the other thing, I saw a article on Chronicle the other night about Dartmouth, Massachusetts. And so I went on their website. I was looking for something else and I found Dartmouth Food Waste Drop-Off Program. They've diverted 7,100 pounds of food waste in the first 3 months of their program. And they're saying about 20% of what residents dispose of is food waste. I think we've all found it's a lot more than 20%. For me, it's probably well over 50%. So what they did, the Greater New Bedford Regional Refuse Management District is providing 100 additional starter kits for new participants. In addition, they're going to hand out rolls of BPI certified compostable bags at scheduled times, starting October 8th near the food waste carts. You get a starter kit consists of a counter bin, a roll of compostable bags, and a 5-gallon bucket for taking the waste to the Dartmouth transfer station. So they're continuing to offer small rolls of these certified BPI certified compostable bags. So I thought it was interesting that there's another community. Is Dartmouth in your district, Todd?
No, that's Southeast 2. That's messy.
Okay, all right. But I thought it was an interesting program that they have. And just wanted to share with you that another community is rolling this out.
But who's sponsoring it?
Well, it must be the town.
It's the
Greater New Bedford Regional Refuse Management District.
Yeah,
What's
that's
that?
Marissa Perez Darmitzer. So she's very well known.
Okay, is she a municipal employee or?
Yeah,
private
yeah,
company?
no, well, she's in charge of that, the two towns, basically. It's the Greater New Bedford group, but they cover both New Bedford and Dartmouth. So
Okay,
Would it be worth contacting her?
Marissa, yeah, she'd be more than happy to talk to you guys. She's happy to talk to anybody. So matter of fact, the idea for your bags, those were
uh-huh.
those are her idea to get the reusable bags. So she's the one that actually got that approved through DEP to start ordering them years ago.
Are you saying the reusable wrapping paper for the handout?
Yeah, yeah, that was her.
Okay.
She's the one that got that pushed through. So yeah.
What would you like me to ask her?
Maybe we just you could come and talk to us, or we go visit her or something, and just to get some information that maybe we don't have, or a method by which we can do something similar.
Mm-hmm,
How she was able to get a collaborative together.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Because again, giving something away is a good thing.
Mhm.
People respond to it.
Mhm. Mm-hmm,
Unless it's your opinion, and people really don't care. So
mm-hmm.
Well, there are those people who will never, ever care.
all right, folks, I need to go to my last department head meeting of my career.
Oh, God, I can't miss that one, huh? Can't miss that one. They might even have cake.
There he goes.
Have fun, Paul.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You'll still be in touch.
Oh, yeah.
Todd, I want to see you before I retire.
Yeah, let's go get lunch soon.
Now, make sure it's a wing day, will you?
A what day?
Wing.
Wing day,
A wing day. All right. When are they closed?
Mondays and Tuesdays. So we have to get you off the Cape Wednesday or Thursday because I know Fridays are bad for you.
No, Fridays are fine. Summer's over.
Now, yeah,
Oh,
someone's
that's right,
over.
too.
Yeah.
All right, folks, have a great meeting.
Okay, bye.
All
See
right.
Hi, Everett. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, it took me a while to get you in. All right, so what do you think? Should I invite her to a meeting, either remotely or in person, to just talk about their program?
What do you think?
I'd
mean,
probably
it's-
invite her. I'd invite her remotely, Jean, because she is busy. So I know it's really hard to get her out of the office, but
Sure.
she'd probably be more apt to talk to you on the phone or on Zoom at one of these.
Okay, and you said her name is?
Marissa Perez.
Okay, I see it here, Marissa.
Yeah, she's great. She's done wonders for that program. So
Okay. All right. See what else we got here. Bylaw. As you know, we approved a warrant article for the bylaw that would expand the town requirement that all residents recycle. We passed the private hauler regulation in 2017 that they had to provide recycling, but we never updated our bylaw. So I have submitted it. It is on the warrant. It's the last item on the warrant. It's number 14, I believe. Yep. Which says amend public health and sanitation bylaw. So it will be on the town meeting warrant for the 19th, right? Can we say November?
19th is town meeting.
I believe so. Let me just check.
This say all residents and businesses.
Yes, yeah. You guys saw the language,
No,
right?
we were talking about that
Right.
last time.
Yeah, so that's all done. I submitted the bylaw changes. I submitted paragraphs explaining the need for this, so that is supported. Hopefully it won't be a controversial item. We'll see. All right. Jean, where are we with the pennies? Or yes, or
I
whatever.
couldn't find anything different, except for I had to pick up an order at Target, and I talked to the lady at the counter, and she had them on,
Mhm.
and she said that they have them on the Target website, so
Okay. Hi, Vanessa. Okay, well, I think, I just ordered some shirts from Specialties for the AgCom. And they have a type of vest there. And I know Vanessa sent me a link. She had done some online research too. So do you want me to just see what else they have at Specialties? Because I don't think it'll be very, very expensive. The t-shirts, their t-shirts are like $14 a piece, which is pretty reasonable.
Mhm.
So let me look into that, because I'd like to get those done.
The only problem with t-shirt, I mean, that's fine for fair weather.
No, we're talking about
Right,
like a
okay.
vest for us. Yeah, so that we can have some at the swap shop, and we can have some, for us to wear. They'll say Kingston Recycling Committee volunteer.
Ask me. No, seriously. ask
Okay.
me.
You think we should add that?
Yeah,
Todd, do other committees have this?
Have what?
Have some sort of vest or identification for their recycling committee members?
No, not that I'm aware of. There might be some around the state. I mean, I don't know much about what's going on outside of my district.
Sure.
But I do know what is it, the Falmouth Swap Shed, they've got some shirts that they wear, but
Mhm.
it's only, I learned that from Ken Stone. So,
Okay.
but no, I mean, the recycling committees typically they're not as active as you guys. So, I mean, they're not really out there promoting a whole lot as much as I'd like.
Okay. Yeah, I was really hoping we could get these and spend a little time at the transfer station helping people. Weather's gonna interfere here pretty soon, so I wanted to get
Yeah.
these done. Speaking of the swap shop, any word on the grants?
I won't know till you know, believe it or not. They
Really?
literally I won't know until the commissioner sends out the press release, which you guys get before I do. So I know nothing. All the Macs are in the dark.
Okay, and you have no idea how long this is gonna take?
I was hoping I was actually expecting it at the Mass Recycle event like 4 weeks
Right.
ago, 3 weeks ago. So it didn't happen then. It didn't happen last week, which was kind of expected, but when is Earth Week? I don't even know. Is it last week or this week? I don't know, but we don't, they don't tell us. So they
Okay.
literally, the commissioner will send out the notification to the entire state through the press release, and that's when we find out.
Okay. Did we get any signups for the swap shop at the ag fair? I thought Vanessa said she had one.
I think one.
yeah,
Okay.
we had, I was gonna say one or two.
And Vanessa has that stuff? Or is it in the material you packed up for me?
I don't know.
Okay,
I just put everything in the table in the box.
okay, but I haven't had a chance to go through there. Okay, I am still getting questions. When when is the swap shop opening? Are we gonna ever have a swap shop? I keep promising the spring. So as soon as we hear about this grant, either way, just give us a decision so we can go ahead and order this. And then obviously we'll probably be working with Sean to do the prep work for the ground and the stone and all of that. Okay. All right. The green teams, local schools, where are we on that?
I haven't done anything with that.
Okay. I thought you guys were gonna have a meeting and,
Yeah, we touched upon it.
okay,
And like to have a meeting and also I'm assuming and I never remember his name, but the fellow was.
Rick Swanson.
Swanson, he's the athletic director now.
Yep.
I mean, he was a great
Yep.
person to have here, and
Yep.
I mean, you know him in contact, and he's very enthusiastic about it, and I thought maybe Vanessa, you and I could meet with him
Right.
at some point. when
But I
he-
think you guys need to coordinate,
we do.
and make sure you know what your message is gonna be, and then, ask if you can meet with them.
Yes,
Okay, so who wants to spearhead that? Was Vanessa doing that, or were
I don't think we really organized it.
He's familiar with me, so I'll just.
You wanna
send him an
spearhead
email.
it?
Sure.
okay? Okay,
The three of us can get together prior to,
right.
you
Yeah, I thought that was the plan after the last
know, I
meeting.
think so too.
I didn't think of it until after it was over, but,
Mhm.
the school, you know how they have the greenhouses there?
Mhm.
Well, they had a table here.
Yeah, horticulture group.
If I had thought of it, that would have been a great opportunity to talk to the students
Mhm.
and get some interest. And if Rick knows the students have interest, then
Mhm.
that would have been a good transition point.
Yeah, there were 2 students from the horticulture program who were there. Yeah. Okay, all right, so why don't we try and get that rolling? Okay. Is there anything else that we need to talk about today? Todd, what words of wisdom do you have for us?
Mm.
Hmm,
Ah,
is it a quiet time right now? With DEP?
yeah. I mean, I've got a lot going on with Plymouth and Claire with the SSRC Hazardous Waste Depot, and
Right,
that's about it. Besides that, I mean, there's not a whole heck of a lot going on. I mean, we're all waiting on RDP. The Macs are all like, "Where is this thing? Where is it?"
right, okay.
The
All
black
right,
plastic
and Plymouth
thing
is moving ahead with the recycling committee and,
Actually, you know what? Believe it or not. So I had a meeting with Ken Stone and Janine Bishop last Friday, and Janine's going to head the committee when that thing gets formed.
Mhm.
So that'll be good. Especially, I mean, they're close to you guys too, and you know Janine. So she was the Mac before me in Southeast 3. So
Oh, okay,
um that'll be good. They're actually waiting for their award for the hopefully they get it for the swap shed.
oh,
They're
they
gonna
applied too?
Yeah, they did too, because they're gonna open a big swap shed at the south where the South Plymouth transfer station was located. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar. I know Everett probably is, but looks like that's gonna be the property that we get from the swap shed. It's gonna be loosely based on what Falmouth does. They've got volunteers set up. The recycling committee will end up being in charge of it. Um,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be kind of open to everybody, which is pretty neat. So
What do you mean when it'll be open to everybody?
not just Plymouth residents, anyone can go.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So that one should be interesting. I mean, it's not close to you guys at all, but if there's stuff that people are looking for, I know everyone's looking for stuff. It could be a good spot to promote in Kingston too.
Mhm.
If we don't have it, maybe they have it. So what else? That's really it. I mean, there's not.
Okay, yeah, the only thing we ran into is that there are people who do perpetual yard sales
Yeah.
and they come and take all the nice stuff. Yeah.
They do. There's going to be most likely, I'm not going to say for sure, but most likely there'll be a charge to get in there, kind of like a swap meet. In California,
Oh,
you pay $1 to get in, because
oh,
there is going
okay.
to be some basic expenses that the town isn't going to cover, like waste disposal. What do you do with all the stuff that's not moving? Well, you got to get rid of it. So the recycling committee is going to have to pay for that. So they're gonna have some form of income, or have to have some form of income to sustain that. Otherwise, I don't know what funds they're going to use.
Okay, are they gonna be co-located with a trash bin or something? I mean,
Well, they're gonna need they'll need a dumpster on site. Yeah, I mean,
okay, but they're not gonna be co-located with an existing trash transfer station.
no, the South Transfer Station's been closed for years.
It's an old landfill, right? And it's been closed.
Well, the landfill's it's on the same property, but the transfer station was separate. That's all. paved out and stuff.
Closed.
So.
Okay, all right, Everett, he's got his hand up, Everett.
Yeah, so this is a bit new to me, the location. So the South Street uh landfill, that's owned by the county, not the town. So how would they be putting it on there unless you're talking about the old Cedarville transfer station by the animal shelter?
Well, that's it. It's the transfer station.
Okay.
Well,
so-
no, so the Cedarville one, which is next to the salt shed, that only had minimal access, and that's been closed for years. We only have the Manamint transfer station, which is our only transfer station,
Yeah,
and that doesn't have enough space to put a swap shop in, which I've iterated to them multiple times that it can't go there because of the size and dimensions of the lot. And also, no offense to Ken Stone, but I highly doubt he has volunteers to manage the swap shop.
Yeah, they're working on it. It's not going to open anytime soon. It's probably 3 months out. So, but we need.
Oh,
to
they're
go
gonna try and
ready.
open in the winter?
No, it'll be in the spring.
Oh,
So,
okay,
It's
so
it's
pretty
you know,
much us, okay.
yeah. I mean, this isn't going to happen overnight. This is the recycling committee needs to be up and running first because they're going to
Right.
run it. Yep, we're looking for approval in December, so that's 2 months out in order to go to the board of selectmen.
Oh, for a
And then
committee,
yeah, it's going to take some time. This is not
Okay.
happening. So Everett, I don't know a whole lot of details. I do know it's at a transfer station, but that transfer station closed even before I got here. So I'm not even sure which one it is. All I know is the map and the pictures we've been looking at in our monthly meetings. It's a very large piece of property. They had, the concrete slabs for the compactors are there that they'll need to be shaved down. So the DPW is gonna work on all that. But this property is huge. It's all fenced in. It's gonna be a nice flow. I mean, I don't see any issues with putting, 120 to 150 square foot building on that at all. I mean, it's 4 times that size. So, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure which transfer stations. It was before my time, but the pictures from
Oh.
Google Earth, it's big enough. So,
okay, all
and
right,
it's not the most ideal location because it is pretty far south. I mean, we were hoping somewhere in Camelot, but that's not going to happen. So,
okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so people are gonna have to make an extra trip specifically to go there.
the people out of the area, yeah, but I think there's plenty of people down south that'll definitely go. So,
Yeah, I
And this
like
is
the fact
more-
that ours is co-located.
Yeah.
People are there anyway, so it's not
and this is starting real small, 1 day a week. It's nothing. We're not open 5 days a week down there. It's 1 day a week, Saturdays for like 4 hours.
okay.
It's not. We're not trying
Yeah.
to build the Taj Mahal overnight. It's going to have to
No,
gradually.
no. I mean, that's pretty much what we're gonna scale down to is the just on the weekends, 6 hours each weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have one more question for you, Todd.
Sure.
The Kingston Environmental Partners project, the
Yeah.
transfer thing. You had asked if Paul and I were available for a meeting. Where does that stand?
You had asked for more information. I was waiting from Gail for the information,
Okay,
but I don't have that yet. Yesterday I was out sick, so
okay.
still waiting. It was mainly to talk about your program. I know the question was asked like why, and I think it's more how is this going to erode your current program? And that's
Yeah,
the
I'm
concern.
hoping it won't have any impact, actually, other than allow us to take our trash there at a reduced rate from what we're paying CMAS right now, but our contract with CMAS is what, till
2029.
2029, so.
Yeah. I mean, you got a few more years.
But they're not gonna be offering any kind of recycling program.
Yeah.
They were adamant about that, that
Yeah.
it's
And I think
just trash.
that's the concern, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I mean, you and Paul can tell me to pound sand, and I'll just let DEP know that they're not willing to meet because there's nothing really moving yet. But because we had a meeting on it and there was some concern there, I put it in my weekly report.
Mhm.
Spend time on
Yeah,
it.
I don't know if they've had another meeting, as you know, I haven't been invited to any of those meetings, so.
I know. Neither have we.
I don't know if Paul has had any additional meeting, because they were really gung ho on getting a community agreement, and
Yeah.
I kept saying, what's the rush here? We don't know enough. before we sign some sort of community agreement.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a comment about that.
Sure.
My nephew.
Oh, the story about your nephew doing this somewhere else, is that it? Yeah.
Well, one of the things he brought up is the exit there is really sharp.
Mhm.
And there's been a bunch of rollovers from trash trucks in other places.
Yep.
And that is a real danger because, I mean, it's hard enough to navigate with a car, never mind a
Mhm.
tractor trailer.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been at that before and you take a quick cut in, oh, there it is. And there's gonna be rollover after rollover there.
Yeah, well, we don't want
Where are they
that.
talking about putting?
At the MBTA station. They're gonna extend the line, build a building, have all the regional trash trucks come, dump it on the train car and take it to Ohio. Yeah,
Fundamentally, I am so opposed to that,
well,
you know.
that was my initial response too, because I just did not see us as being centrally located. I did not see us really wanting to have a regional trash dump area, because looking at what happens in Braintree, where there's something similar, there's trash everywhere. And the smell is pretty strong in the summer, as you can imagine. Even though they say it's going to be inside a building,
And the
trash trucks have to go in and out, so it's not going to be totally contained.
stuff that leaks too
Yeah,
is funky, and that's like
Yeah.
right on a watershed. We
right,
have a well across the street,
right.
and the
Yeah.
Jones River is the other direction,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of issues that need to be discussed and resolved. I haven't heard anything recently, so I don't
Time to
know.
go pound sand.
Well, I mean, it is a potential revenue source, but is it the right revenue source?
The rest of the revenue
Um,
source.
I would like to see it more centrally located, because we already have pretty significant traffic issues in Kingston because of the convergence of all the traffic coming from the west
Yeah.
into Kingston. I was really hoping they would find a location that's a little more central to the area that they seem to think they're going to be serving, so that there wouldn't be that type of impact on one community.
Well, just the tractor trailers that come through to go to O'Donnell property
Right,
is enough.
right. And
Plus
they're
the
coming
T.
right off Route 3.
Yeah.
I don't know that a lot of them are coming 106 or 27 or 3A, which, those roads were not built to accommodate the traffic they currently hold. And if you're looking at, they're saying over 200 loads a day, that's a lot of truck traffic.
No,
It's
It's a lot of traffic. Well, it's not our decision to make. They did ask initially for some comment. I gave them my comment. Now it's going to be up to the town administration to
would it have to go to
decide.
town meeting?
That I don't think so. I don't think so.
Could the
I should-
recycling committee make a recommendation to not do it?
Well, I think we need more detail, and this is what I have said all along. The detail is not available yet as to how all of these issues will be addressed. And I think that was your concern, Todd, right? That there's not enough detail to say, is this a good project? Is it going to be well managed? Is it going to be good for the community and the residents, or is it going to be a detriment? So I don't want to take a position yet, a formal position, because we don't have enough information. On the surface, it doesn't seem to be very favorable to Kingston, but we don't have enough to say yes or no. That's
Agreed.
my biggest concern, is that there's
I mean,
not.
there's a lot of plans that need to be outlaid before something like this happens. Like, have you done traffic studies? How is it going to tear up the roads? How much money is it going to cost to fix those roads? What's the traffic impact going to be on your residents? Is there a school nearby? Are there school kids? What are the hours? How about where is the material going to and why are we shipping it out of state, which we don't necessarily want to do? The environmental impact if that train flips, like we had up north on the North Shore, it flipped over, caused a big problem. Gene, you raised a question about the roads. If there's a road there, truck flips over, now you're polluting the water, now you're polluting the land. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that and that's just some of the questions. There's thousands
Right.
of questions that I think should be answered. Plus, they need to have a plan. There's no plan that I've been able to get from anybody about this except we want a site assignment from the town. That's
Yeah.
not a plan. I mean, that you need to go into more detail, in my opinion. But and DP
Yeah.
is other issue is how is this going to erode your current program? If you're going to get free trash disposal or a discounted trash disposal site, what's going to happen to your recycling program? And how is that going to affect the numbers? Well, that all goes into play with the state solid waste master plan, which we're trying to hit very specific goals. And if they're going to offer free or discounted service, which is going to cause people to go more in the way of trash as opposed to recycling, that just goes against everything we're trying to do. So
Mm.
I think what's going to happen is, and I can't even say I think, but one possibility would be DEP actually tries to block this thing.
Mm.
Then there's a whole nother issue. I mean, can they do it on private property? I don't know. I'm not in the legislation. I'm not in the enforcement. So this is really a CERO question, a Southeast Regional Office question is how involved are they going to get? And what is my boss going to do? What is Kathy Mirza going to do? So there's a lot of factors in here. I mean, if they had a really good plan that they were going to do, this great program with all kinds of stuff and help you guys actually recycle more or divert more, I'd be like, let's look at it. But there is no plan. So
No,
you
it's all
really
strictly trash. It's all, they made that
Yeah.
very, very clear that they have no interest in the recycling part of it at all.
Yeah. So I mean, and
Yeah.
that's an issue. That doesn't help anybody. That doesn't help the environment. That doesn't help the town of Kingston. It definitely doesn't help the state. And then are we going to a DEI community somewhere out of state and dumping the stuff and making it someone else's problem? That's a whole nother issue. And that's a major issue in my concern. So,
I agree. I
you
agree.
know, I mean, now we're polluting someone else that probably doesn't, they definitely don't deserve it, So I don't know. I think there's a lot of issues here, but once again, maybe they have a plan. If it's a good plan, hey, that's cool. But if it's not, and I suspect it's not, could be issues. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's so much more to be learned before anyone takes a position on this. So that's why I haven't really brought it forward because we don't know.
No,
We just don't know.
I have to leave.
Okay, our next meeting is
Mhm.
November 12th. Is that a holiday?
I don't think
That's
so. Doesn't look
Yeah.
like it.
Okay, I need motions.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All those in favor? Jean?
hi, David.
Jean, I. Okay, 3-0 to adjourn, 10:23.